Hey guys, Johan here with Delta Negative. Today I'm taking you through a hot lap of Mount Panorama in the Porsche Super Cup. I'll walk you through what to do and what not to do while showing you some examples. Everything you learn here applies to any car you take to the track. Chris nailed this lap with a 202 and I'll link it in the description. Let's dive in. We start off with turn 1. Chris brakes just after the 100-meter board on the right, downshifting all the way down to third gear. Brake in a straight line and start turning in at around 40 meters out. The big thing, use the camber on the inside at the apex. It sucks the car in, helps it rotate, and lets you get on the throttle early. Once you're on the gas, straighten out and use all of the track. Just watch out for the grass, it'll slow you down. Mistakes to avoid. 1. Braking too late. For example, at around 80 meters. If you do this, you'll run deep, miss the apex, and lose the camber's help. It's a time killer. 2. Turning in too early. For example, at about 60 meters. This makes the corner sharper, so you have to slow down more and might hit the inside curb. You'll lose speed, in this clip 95 versus 102 at the apex, and take forever to get back on full throttle, costing you time down the straight. Back to turn 2 in the hot lap, enter from the left to open up the corner. Chris brakes just past the 100-meter board, downshifts to third and uses the camber to rotate the car. He straightens out, gets on the throttle and uses all of the track on the exit. After that, we move back over to the right to set up for the cutting. In a race, you always want to defend on the inside. Let's use the camber. If you're on the outside, the positive camber will push you wide. For turn 4, this one's all about precision. Enter from the right, turning in just before the service road. You can also use the orange barriers as a marker. There's camber on the left of this first corner, so get as close to the wall as you can. Coast a bit before the corner, open up the steering and settle the car's weight before braking. Be careful not to lock up. Downshift to second, use the inside camber to rotate the car, and focus on the clean exit. Any speed you carry here will help you up the mountain. For turn 6, we line up the car on the left early to settle the car's weight before we have to turn in. The turn in point is just before the tree on the left. Lift off of the throttle as you turn in to help the car rotate. If you lift too late or you turn in too late, you will understeer or miss the inside camber, washing you wide. In this example, we try to carry too much speed into turn 4, braking before the car is settled, causing the rear to come around and immediately we spin. In this example, we again carry too much speed. We go around the corner, this time settling the weight a bit more. We manage to catch the slide, however this causes us to miss the camber on the inside, losing a lot of time. In this clip, we stay on throttle too long as we turn in. This causes us to understeer and we end up in the wall. We need to lift early to allow the car to rotate. Back to the hot lap, we are now heading into the first of the 2 long left-handers. The key here is to be patient to allow the car to rotate, which will help you carry the maximum amount of speed. We enter from the far right, and on the way we make sure to keep the car's weight on the right-hand side. Notice that Chris always keeps a bit of steering input to the left to achieve this. By keeping the right side of the car loaded, this means we have the grip available immediately, and we don't have to wait for the car's weight to shift. This aids in stability. Try to get as close to the apex curb as you can, and get back on throttle as soon as you feel the car has rotated enough. Next we head into the descent to Skyline. We turn in just before the curb on the right-hand side starts, and we make sure to lift the throttle before we crest. Chris made a mistake here and goes wide because he turned in slightly too late and not sharply enough. Here's an example of a more ideal line. You can turn in a bit more sharp than you think, and if you need it, you can use the inside curb, but be careful as it can unsettle you. A common mistake is not lifting before you crest the hill, sending you wide. Another mistake is lifting the throttle completely. This unloads the rear of the car and also opens up the differential, which will usually result in a spin. Back to the hot lap for Skyline, the key here is to settle the car to the left before the turn-in. Turning in to get close to the wall on the right-hand side, we start coasting before we need to turn in, and then try and get as close to the wall as possible. Once the car is settled, we start gently braking and use as little steering input as we can to keep the car balanced. We go to third gear, heading into dipper, getting into the camber on the right. We then use a bit of braking to shift the weight of the car to the nose, which helps us to turn into the left and go full throttle as soon as possible. If you are not yet comfortable with Skyline, It is better to start coasting a little bit earlier. This ensures that the car is stable on the entry and will gain you time on the descent. In this clip, we go into Skyline with slightly too much speed, we get lots of curb and the car bottoms out. This sends us straight into the wall. Be careful of using too much steering input, as this will unsettle the balance of the car and cause you to lock the brakes. We now head through the Esses on the way to Forest Elbow. We use all the camber we can to help us set the car up for the entry. Coast just before you enter the right-hander, get as close to the wall as you can. Once you're around the corner, straighten out the car immediately and brake down all the way to second gear. It's important to brake in a straight line. Any additional steering input will shift the car's weight. This will cause you to either lock the brake or add a lot of ABS intervention. We now have some time to relax. We make our way over to the left side. Make sure you lift with the Porsche, as otherwise it'll hit the limiter. We go over to the left to open up the kink and turn in sharply. We need to get the car settled down so that we can brake in a straight line, starting just before the 150 meter board. A common mistake here is to start braking before the car's weight is settled. This will make the rear step out. Braking too late will make you miss this apex and will run you deep into the chicane. Focus on getting a clean entry and the camber will reward you. We turn in just past the 50 meter board, making sure that once the car has reached the camber, we get back to throttle, which stabilizes the rear. For the last corner, the most important is to get your braking down in a straight line before you turn in. You can use the starting grid boxes as a reference. In this case, we use the very first one. Once again, the apex is cambered, so you'll need to make full use of it. In this example, we brake too late and turn in with too much speed, causing us to slide out the rear. We then need to wait for the car to settle, make the corner, and only then can we get back to throttle. That concludes the lap. The most important thing on the stack is to use as much of the camber as you can, not to push your braking markers, and pay attention to how you're transferring the weight of the car. Stay patient through long corners and allow the car to rotate. If you enjoy this type of content, please let us know in the comments, leave a like and subscribe. See you next time.